Hey everybody, Andy Cavernan here with another Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional. Hey, I wonder, do you ever feel like life is a chase? You know, we're all chasing after something. Maybe you're chasing around your house with your kids. Maybe you're chasing animals in your barnyard. One of my friends talked about chasing a duck around his pond today. Maybe you're chasing after success in your workplace and trying to make your business work. Maybe you're chasing after a sense of fulfillment in your personal relationships with your family or your friends. Maybe you're chasing financial security. Maybe you're chasing happiness through taking a dream vacation or whatever it may be. I wonder, what are you chasing these days, and how's that going for you? See, often in the chase, once we find what we're striving after, we realize, you know what, this didn't make me quite as happy as I had hoped it would. Or the happiness that I felt or experienced was only short-lived. And here I am, and now I feel like I've got to chase again. King Solomon was a man who had everything. He had riches. He was vastly rich, more than we can even comprehend. He was wise. He had wisdom and knowledge that was just unfathomable. He understood the details and the intricacies of life in a way that nobody prior to him had before. He had all the relationships that he could ever want or need that could provide him a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. He had status, and Solomon in many ways had everything. And yet Solomon got to a place in his life where he looked around and he realized, you know what, those beasts of the field, they end in the same way that I do. We all die. And all of this chasing, I wonder, is it really worth it? And for Solomon, he writes the Book of Ecclesiastes in response to what he sees as sort of a chasing after the wind. It's an impossible chase and impossible to find satisfaction in the ways that humanity typically seeks it. And it changes his perspective. And particularly in Ecclesiastes 5, it changes his perspective on his relationship with the Lord. And I want to read to you Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 through 7. Because I think sometimes we bring into our walk with God that same mindset of chasing. We step into with the Lord, and we have an agenda, and we have all the things that we think we ought to do and we ought to say, and we better bring it because after all, we're talking to God. Listen to what Solomon says here. He says in Ecclesiastes 5, "Guard your steps when you go to the house of God. To draw near to listen is better than to offer the sacrifice of fools. For they do not know that they're doing evil. Be not rash with your mouth, nor let your heart be hasty to utter a word before God. For God is in heaven, and you are on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. For a dream comes with much business, and a fool's voice with many words. When you vow a vow to God, do not delay paying it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you vow. It's better that you should not vow than that you should vow and not pay. Let not your mouth lead you into sin, and do not say before the messenger that it was a mistake. Why should God be angry at your voice and destroy the work of your hands? For when dreams increase and words grow many, there is vanity. But God is the one you must fear." You know, we have dreams and desires as people. We want the sense of satisfaction and the sense of fulfillment, but I wonder if we tend to chase after the wrong things. Even in our relationship with God, we bring an agenda. We feel like we've got to fill the space with a lot of words. I want you to hear what Solomon writes here in verse 7 one more time. He says, "For when dreams increase and words grow many, there's vanity." I mean, who are we to share words with the God of the universe? Now, it's not that we can't talk to him, that we can't share what's on our heart. But when we stop and ponder, do we really think that we know better than God? Do we really think we have the path for fulfillment figured out? Perhaps we ought to do what Solomon suggests here and let our words be few, verse 2, and instead, God is the one we must fear, verse 7. Friends, in our walk with God and in everything, perhaps we could slow down and let our words be few and listen to God as we fear him, as we worship him, and let him speak to us. And maybe we find that satisfaction is found in a place that we weren't seeking, but is so much better in God himself. May that be true of us today. God bless you.